road trip. The Reivers go the distance and then some. Iowa Western knocks down its ticket to the NJCAA Tournament. The reigning national champs snowed in. The Reivers still having a ball. Softball, snowball. She's a hit at St. Albert and with the Iowa State High School Athletic Association. Snowed in? No problem. The Bluffs Sports Zone starts right now. Hello, I'm J.J. Davis, and welcome to another edition of the Bluffs Sports Zone. Now, talk about doing it the hard way. The fourth-ranked Reivers headed north all the way to northwestern North Dakota, 1,600-plus miles round trip. All that for a trip to the NJCAA Tournament. Now, was it worth it? Here's IDub TV student Aaron Zach.
It's championship time in North Dakota. Fourth-ranked Iowa Western getting pumped as the Reivers get set to tip it off with the Tetons.
Let's go! Team up 3-1-3!
Visitor starting off strong. DJ Walker to Ty Houghton. Slams the rock down. Williston keeping pace. Michael Curtis with the rock. Goes in strong. Number 30 backs in and chucks it up. Home team down 1. Reivers gaining momentum. Iowa Western hitting 7 early three-pointers. Tavian Pomley hit 3 for the game. Visiting team on a 12-6 run with 14 minutes left in the first. Tetons right back. Curtis to Charles Wardell. Drains it. State cuts it to 4. The home kids saw their team turn it over just 8 times. Here's one of them. Devin Brooks gets one of his 2 steals on the night. Now you see him, and now you don't. 23-15 Reivers. Williston State having trouble putting the ball in the hole. The Tetons would go 3 minutes without a bucket. The Reivers, however, have no problem. Ryan Bowie and Iowa Western leading at one point, 51-31. Visitors sitting pretty good at the break, 53-38. Second half, Reivers pick up where they left off. Josiah Coleman stops and pops. Iowa Western up 17. Home team making a run. Jordan Jackson jumps over a mountain. Home team down 15. Williston State with possession. Curtis goes in amongst the trees with 2 of his 26. Tetons down 10. State with momentum. Jackson a one-man gang. 39 points in 38 minutes. Tetons down 78-72 with 6 minutes to go. The crowd on their feet. They are getting into this game. Iowa Western, however, would put a stop to that momentum. Brooks steps back, knocks down 2 of his 18 on the night. Reivers up 11. Iowa Western pulls away. Brooks steals it. Looks for Pomley. Pomley slams it down. The Reivers win District 11 championship 88-79.
Anytime you win a district championship, you know, there's only 16 of those in the entire country. I think there's 216 Division I schools playing basketball. So when you win one, that's a huge accomplishment. You don't get a lot of opportunities to do it, especially to go on the road and win one. You know, it's never easy to win on the road, and certainly to win a championship on somebody else's floor is just a special accomplishment.
There's all this hard work and practice during the season and all the games to be finally a champion.
It pays off. I mean, just all the conditioning, the training, weightlifting, all that. I mean, it's really paying off. So we just got to go on the nationals and show it.
That was a hard-fought game. You know, 2 teams competing against each other, and you know, we had to fight. We had to be the stronger team, but we had to D up more. Some good guards.
The Reivers hold up the plaque. Iowa Western wins a ticket to the NJCAA National Tournament for the first time since the 2005-2006 season. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Aaron Zach.
Thanks, Aaron. Now talk about a team effort. Check out our Flex Physical Therapy score page. Fab 5, 5 Reivers in double figures, 3 guys led the charge with 18, and the usual suspects, Pomley, Brooks, and D.J. Walker, as the Reivers run their impressive record to 31-2. Iowa Western has won 7 in a row heading into the NJCAA Tournament. Now, the Reivers hit Hutchinson, Kansas for the first time in 7 years. The 2014 tournament tips off Monday, March 18th. Get a load of the Top Gun. That's right, Iowa Western, the big dog. Now, seeded teams in the big dance for the first time in NJCAA history. And the Reivers, have the honor of being the first ever #1 seed.
To be the #1 seed coming out, certainly an honor, and I think it's an honor for Iowa Western. Certainly gives us a little bit more publicity. There's a lot of good teams. I mean, any one of those teams could go in there and go on a roll and win that thing. But we'll take the #1 seed and proceed with it.
That target on your back just got bigger.
Yeah, it really is. Everybody kind of looks at that and goes, there's a #1 seed coming in. But, you know, target's going to be on your back in the national tournament anyway, because it's one and done now. It used to be, we've been down the last couple times and played all 4 games, but now it's single elimination, so you have to be ready to play every night out, and that's just the way it is.
So here's the way it looks. The top seed has a first-round bye. Iowa Western will play the winner of the North Platte Mineral Area game in the second round. Game time, Tuesday, March 19th at 2 o'clock. So just keeps getting better and better for the Reivers. Another band of Reivers know a thing or two about national championships. The pitch when we come back.
At Council Bluffs Savings Bank, our goal is to help you, your families, and your businesses grow and prosper for generations. We take pride in our community, whether it's volunteering our time or helping individuals, families, and businesses succeed. We provide you with the personal service and attention you deserve. With over 220 years of banking experience, decisions are made locally. We are Council Bluffs people operating at Council Bluffs Bank to help Council Bluffs be a better place to work and live. Council Bluffs Savings Bank, hometown banking, the way it used to be. Member FDIC.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
It was not. It was like...
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
What does the world need? What will you become? Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Corum's Flowers and Gifts in Council Bluffs for over 100 years. Online specials and giveaways on Facebook.
Does this ring a bell? This past fall, halftime Reivers football game. The 2012 NJCAA National Champions show off their rings. Now, it's no secret the Iowa Western baseball team has won 2 national championships in the last 3 years. And speaking of last year, a record season in more ways than one. The Reivers won a record 62 games. The team just tore it up in the box, hitting over 400. In all, Iowa Western banged out 823 hits, a school record 44 triples. And how about the D side? .968 fielding percentage. The national champs turned 63 double plays. And the pitchers? A record 443 strikeouts. It was a record season, a banner year, in more ways than one. So what are the Reivers going to do in their next at bat? But first, how about making a pitch to Mother Nature? A cold, snowy Doc Ross Field, home to the #1 team in the nation. The top-ranked Reivers, off to an 8-5 start, have been picking up the lumber at the Ultimate Baseball Academy in Omaha. #1 concern:
healthy bodies. That's a big thing. We're, for 7 or 8 years, we've never really had those injuries that affect us the way that we have right now early on in this season with 3 or 4 guys that have gone down with injuries.
So what's the lowdown on the talent level? Iowa Western goes to bat with more freshmen than sophomores on the roster.
Pitching-wise, we're young, but we're very talented. So there's going to be a learning curve there with the experience, and they're really not freshmen anymore with a long fall, but we're going to have to see. And our infield-wise has been good. We're down Grant K right now, which is kind of a big piece. For us, which Iowa Western's really been able to do for a while, is hit. And to be able to hit, we need to stay with the process of how we do things. And right now, we're not fighting it, but we're not getting it yet.
We don't have as much sophomore leadership on the pitching staff. We've got 5 sophomores, and last year we had 7 or 8, and so we had a lot more to lean on with them. We got to trust our freshmen with a lot more stuff.
Attitude of the players, it's there. It's there. Everybody's got that dog-eat-dog attitude with them. We're playing every game hard. Sometimes it's not going our way, but for sure, attitude is definitely talked about, and it's going to be big for us.
How important is that attitude and upholding the standard, the tradition?
Upholding the tradition is a big deal at Iowa Western. I mean, Coach has only not gone to 1 World Series, and we don't want to be the second one. We want to at least get back there, if not win it again.
That's all right. We could go to the World Series. It's a World Series type team. It can be, but we'll see what happens this year. I mean, I talk about this, and I think you and I were talking about it before, but, with great tradition, there comes a greater responsibility. And that's what I talk to my teams a lot, because kids come here in the recruiting process, teams or players sign here because of our tradition, because of the success.
The road to success is paved with hard work, and the Reivers swinging away at that. This cold, snowy Doc Ross Field will soon be heating up. The Reivers haven't played since snapping a 4-game losing skid at Northeastern Oklahoma A&M on Monday, March 4th. Scheduled to open a big homestand Tuesday, March 12th. Forget about that. At the time of this taping, Iowa Western will next go to bat at McCook Wednesday, March 13th. The Reivers will then swing away against Western Nebraska on Thursday. Now that game slated to be played at UNK, the University of Nebraska at Kearney. So tough sledding, literally, for the #1 team in the nation. Then there's the 18th ranked softball team. Looked pretty good last year. And this season? Next.
Thanks to ASI and my free hearing evaluation, my life has changed for the better.
1 in 5 Americans suffer from varying degrees of hearing loss. Over 85% of people with hearing loss can be effectively treated with digital hearing instruments from ASI.
Thank you, ASI, for allowing me to hear all the things I haven't heard in years.
ASI, providing better hearing and better living for 35 years.
Here we go. What? What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you.
Yes, ready, ready. Go get it.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
What gets you moving?
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
you'll have the energy to skate through anything. So whether you like to work the half pipe,
kick the soccer ball around,
or ride your bike,
carve out some time every day to get moving.
But do it your way.
Because it can be whatever you want it to be. Just get active.
Wrap it up.
Move it your way and be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day, Doc.
Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
That's www.letsmove.gov.
Whether you're a weekend warrior or on an organized sports team, however you play, you risk injury. At Flex Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, we specialize in the prevention, recognition, treatment, and rehab of orthopedic and sports injuries. We have 30 combined years of experience, making us Southwest Iowa's leading physical therapy clinic. At our state-of-the-art facility and using the latest technology, we'll help you get back on the field fast. So if you experience a sports injury, you need to see us first. Flex Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your Southwest Iowa sports medicine professionals.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year, I take promising high schoolers on a college tour
Lights there, darks there.
to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Find out how you can live united for education. Give, advocate, volunteer. Go to liveunited.org.
Do you wear this?
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Cutler O'Neill, Meyer Woodring, family-owned funeral home, serving Council Bluffs in Southwest Iowa for over 100 years.
Snowed in, snowed out. That's the story of the Iowa Western softball team. Get a load of this. 7 of the last 11 games on the Reivers schedule canceled due to weather, including the last 2. Home season, a whiteout. Iowa Western 10-6 so far away from the snow. Head coach Lana Ross lost 9 players from a year ago, including 4 starters.
We haven't practiced outside yet, so I think we're doing really, really well for not even, having one practice on our field. Last year, we had some sophomores that, you can't really replace. We had Daley Fossler, who was offensive, defensive, MVP of the conference. I mean, you can't replace a kid like that. So, you miss a few kids, but the freshmen that we've brought in are doing really well. We've got more depth than we've had in the past, especially with our pitching staff as well. We've got five pitchers on staff, which that really makes a difference. We should definitely be the strongest in the conference right now. I don't think that there's anyone on this team, coaching staff included, that doesn't think that we should win a conference title and a regional title.
The Reivers fielding 18 strong on the roster. That's the most at one time during Coach Lana Ross's 11-year tenure. Now, will 18th ranked Iowa Western ever get to practice outside? Like I said, home season, a whiteout. Here's the way this week's schedule shapes up so far. Now, games reshuffled due to the snow. Iowa Western steps into the circle at Highland in Kansas on Thursday, March 14th. The Reivers will then take their bats to the Carthage Bash in Missouri 4 games, 2 days against 4 different teams. And then after that, home games? Only Mother Nature knows for sure. Finally, she's one of the good hands people. St. Albert in award-winning hands. On the other side.
What does the world need? What will you become? Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
My name's Eddie Metcalf. I enjoy working in my yard. And, you know, I can't do that anymore because I'm missing most of my lung. They did a CAT scan of my kidneys. No more kidney stones, that's the good news, but we found a spot on your lung. That frankly scared the hell out of me. I hadn't smoked in 22 years. How could this happen to me? He said, well, you know about radon gas. Well, you know, I heard about it. He said, well, the second leading cause of cancer in America is radon. 22,000 people a year die from this. I literally left the doctor's office, got a test kit, put it in the house, and our result was 39.8. The upper limit is 4. We got to get this fixed. That was on a Monday, and on Wednesday, our mitigation system was up and running. Well, I think everybody should have their house tested. We'd never known we'd still be living there. I could get another tumor from it. But right now, it's changing my life.
Beautiful, isn't it?
You expect options everywhere else. Why not with your medical treatment? Talk with your doctor to explore all your options and find what's right for you. Visit ahrq.gov.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
No team covers Southwest Iowa sports like the team at Jenny Edmondson Sports Medicine. For nearly 25 years, Jenny Ed Sports Med certified athletic trainers have cared for thousands of area athletes and their schools. And our partnering physicians at Nebraska Orthopedics help ensure you're taken care of from diagnosis through rehab. If you need to be seen now, come by our Saturday morning walk-in clinic. It's open all fall from 8 to 9:30 a.m. Jenny Edmondson Sports Medicine.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by the St. Albert Alumni Association.
I remember this moment in the Dome. State semifinal, Falcons quarterback Tucker Coljet fitted with a brace before being allowed to go back in. And of course, the coach's son was in good hands. And so is St. Albert. It's been that way for just about 2 decades. For almost 20 years, an unsung hero has roamed the sidelines. And just recently, she was pushed out from the shadows and into the spotlight. And I'm sure a lot of you feel the way that I do. It's about time. Overlooking the St. Albert athletic programs, a Methodist Jenny Ed sports medicine trainer who has long passed the test. For the past 19 years, from football to football and everything in between, she's always been there when someone goes down. Now you can add a new line to Jill White's title, Sports Med Award winner, as recognized by the Iowa High School Athletic Association.
It means a lot. You know, it's that I'm recognized for my work over the years, that I've done something good, and it's just a nice honor to receive. I honestly love what I do. I love working with kids, you know, that want to get better. Maybe they're out with an injury or something, but they're going to do whatever it takes to get them back on the field. I love working. I got some great coaches I work with. Them being high school, goofy kids, you know, just the everyday interactions is the best part. You thought you knew it all coming out of school. I got my big degree. I'm going to just save the world and fix everybody. And I've seen a lot, you know, through 20 years of doing what I do. So I've learned a lot on how to care for people, how to treat people, and you know, to help them along their way. I'm a Kemper grad, so I kind of grew up. I find this school is very similar to Kemper in a lot of ways. Phenomenal kids that I work with. I call them my kids. And sometimes people will think, is she talking about her kids or St. Albert kids? They're my kids. I love them. I've known them. You know, I've been up here since some of them weren't even born yet. I just hope I'm an extension of, you know, their mom, and just kind of I'm looking out for their best interests. I'm not working for a coach. I'm not going to do whatever it takes to get them back on the field. I'm looking out for their best interests and keeping their safety in mind, and I hope that's what they think.
I'm sure they do. When any St. Albert team lines up in between the white lines, she's right there with them. When any Falcon flies into action, she's there along for the ride. And if they fall, they're in good hands. The hands of the prestigious Sports Med Award winner, Methodist Jenny Ed's Jill White. So, you know, kudos to Jill and all the high school athletic trainers in Council Bluffs. You know, they all do a super job, and most of the time it goes unnoticed. So it's about time one of them at least got the recognition they truly deserve. And as for me, well, it's time to get on out of here until the next show. So as always, for the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm JJ Davis, and I'll see you around.